Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Avadon 3 The Warborn. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're supposed to join me today as we talk to Torch, because Camp Nightshade has gone insane apparently. You look around the transformed camp, trying to make sense of its sudden transformation. One happily familiar face emerges from the chaos. Torch walks slowly by, gamely pushing a wheelbarrow heavy with supplies. When he sees you, he sets down his load and wipes his brow. Sulek, you are back safely, I'm glad to see it. Looks back over his shoulder at the frenzied activity. Quite a change, hey? Now, not what we expected. So what's going on? What? You didn't? Of course. How would you know? Redbeard is here. The Keeper of Avadon has come. Redbeard is here? Yeah, I'd call him Keeper if I were you, but yeah. He arrived yesterday, come with soldiers and supplies, and immediately took control. Commander Cerise handed over control personally. She looked sick about it, but, you know, what could she do? It's a confusing mess. He gave some orders, you should probably know about them. So where's Commander Cerise now? In her office, staying out of the way. Wise if you ask me. She likes me. She's like me. I mean, she's not a hand. She's just hiding from the politics. Say the wrong thing now, and your head might end up on the block. So why is the mess confusing? Because Redbeard was thrown out of Avadon. The Pact's mighty ruling council threw him out on his ear and replaced him with an acting keeper. Protus is his name. Don't know anything about him. Oh, so they finally settled that down. Okay. So how does this affect me? Well, legally, you should ignore Redbeard's orders. Do that, though, and he'll probably have you killed. Tough choice. Glad I'm not with you. I'm not you, he says. Well, what are the other orders? Redbeard wants all ends to report to him immediately. He wants the report's intelligence. At least that's my guess. So what should I do? What should I do? I mean, no idea. I hope whatever you choose, you survive. And where is he? Torch points to the north. In the newly opened, hastily cleaned Keeper's Hall. I need to get back to work. The harder I labor, the less the chance anyone asks my political views. Oh, and I have a bit of good news. Well, I'm sure I'll be happy. The back entrance, I mean. Out of the west gate, we finally cleared the rock away. Turns out the first thing Redbeard wanted was extra escape routes. So there's a faster way to get out. If you want it, good luck. No, that's okay. Well, I could have done that, but yeah, sorry. Oh, and one other thing. When you've met Redbeard, if you survive, Commander Cerise did want to talk to you about something. He nods to you, hoists the handle of his wheelbarrow, and returns to work. Okay, so things are changing. We got an Eye of Avadon around here. We tried to talk to one of the people who came to Camp Nightshade with Redbeard. They are weirdly dismissive of you. Traveling with a keeper instead of serving in a backwater outpost has given them a false sense of superiority. You trade a little information with them, nothing useful, then they return to whatever urgent orders they were given. Okay, so at least they're receptive of me. Let's have a chat with Natalie. Natalie is sitting at her table reading and rereading the well-thumbed books and scrolls she carries during her travels. She spends most of her free time studying and practicing her techniques. She's happy to take the rest when she gets the chance. You sit and chat with her for a while. Excuse me. So have you served under Redbeard? Directly. He took a real interest in me when I first became a hand. He thought I had potential. Then he realized that he never wanted me to meet him. He held power back from me. Eventually, I drifted from his inner circle. So what do you think of him? I don't know if I can trust you well enough to say that. Oh, come on. Seriously? Why did he hold power back? Because I was not a spineless worm. I had opinions and ambitions, things he never allows to anyone but him. So when was all this? I became a hand a little over 5 years ago. I was not a hand for more than a year before Redbeard lost all personal interest in me. Okay, have you met Protus? Yeah. I received several orders from him personally after Redbeard was driven from Avadon. He struggled to fit into the role, but who would not? So what is your impression of him? A pleasant, outmatched bureaucrat, nothing more. Outmatched? What do you mean by that? Huh. Okay, so she doesn't really say anything too new or anything, so yeah, let's leave it at that. Let's have a chatty with Trader I. She buys and sells. Yes, I do know that. So I did find the shaman in Vanishstock's stead. She will sell to you. I'm so pleased to hear it. More herbs to help the pact, more profit for me. All I need is your formal approval, and then I will pay you and send you on your way. Pay me? A bribe? I seems offended and scared. I would never bribe a hand. I would only pay you for your time. This is your custom, the practice of Avadon for centuries. I did not create the system. I only live in it. Yeah, the trade benefits the pact more than Chimeria. I will allow it. I asks you to write this down in case she is ever challenged. You do so. Thank you, Sulik. You are correct. Of course, this way is better for the pact. She presents you with a new, finely made leather cap and a pouch of coins. Compensation for your time, she says. Brave hand. I wish you luck in your travels. So, any news from the road? I hear things as I travel. The Chimerans are still defiant, though they are only able to field an army to the west. The Wild Realm rebels are exhausted, but they show no signs of surrendering. So, I asked this of her before, so I don't really need that. So what did she give me? She gave me a cap that is... it's an interesting one. The 5% chance to evade attacks is phenomenal, actually. So she is going to use this very, very much. And you are wearing... yeah, okay, so we're good. She buys and sells. Well, I will talk to you later. I do have Hand Kasik over here to talk to, because we have a few things that he might want to make things out of. So, how do you feel about Redbeard being here? I hate it. Avadon is needed, and it is weak and pitiful. Serving 2 masters made us weaker still. Oh well, at least it solved the mystery. Mystery? Yeah, the mystery of what happened to Redbeard after he fled, after Protoss replaced him. Turns out Redbeard was running around and causing trouble. Such a huge surprise, huh? Well, it's fine. So, do you have any missions? Cerise sent you out? You can roam. Okay. Oh, yeah, this guy's for Avadon. Yeah, it's for Avadon. Can't I tell him about Avadon? Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, I always regard the last option as just a goodbye, but that doesn't work in this game. That's goodbye right there. Yeah, I've helped with the deserter. I will not ask more. I will trust a hand to do right. Let me give you a trinket. I have no use for it here. He fetches a faintly glowing scarab from his supplies. Thank you, Sulik. I feel like I have been useful. So how have you been faring? I am tired. That is why I was sent here. I'm resting, getting ready for the next fights. There's some shame to this, but Acting Keeper Protoss knows that hands must rest. Yes, I asked him about that before as well. And we've got a scarab, although I don't really know where it is. It's, excuse me. It's over here. Scarab of the Void. Can I use that? I cannot. I need to higher level. Okay. This one. Oh, they can wear those as well. This is for melee damage and magical damage. And this thing, the noise is phenomenally bad. So magic missile, ability, dark bolt. Workers. I think she's gonna use this one a little bit better. There it is. Because it's an interesting one. So she gains... what does she gain? No, I don't want that. How does she use that? No, not her. You. Oh, I can't use that because... okay. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Although... was that wrong of me? Basically, it gives you an ability called Dark Bolt, which is a magic missile that does workers for 2 turns and does 10 to 60 base energy damage. So since she doesn't have a ranged weapon, that's why I gave it to her. But it might not be... I don't know. We'll see how things go. But for right now, what we need to talk to Okan, who wanted the quest for the special Nicodemus's crafts. Oh, that's this guy. Yeah, forgot about him. So let's go up there because he didn't join me. He should have joined me. He should come with me and do things. So we need to go over there because that's the Keeper Hall or whatever. You guys remember when we were here before? It said that it hadn't been used in ages. So, yeah, apparently I missed stuff over here, by the way. Over in here, I think. Yeah, definitely did. I definitely did. But it might be locked or something, so let's see. We have some hourglasses, which are pretty cool things. I like it. A nice hourglass. I don't have any, but... yeah, I can't open that. Can't open this one, though. So let's have a chat with Nicodemus. He's got his homunculi going around. Can't I talk to him? Craft Master Nicodemus is constantly wandering around the workshop. So, I'd like to know more about Redbeard. What is there to say? He is the true lawful master of Avadon, and he will remain so until he dies. Anvar's council has replaced him with Heart Protoss for its selfish, foolish reasons. So why was Redbeard removed? They say that he is old, tired, erratic, and yes, these things are true. However, the law is the law. Until someone is strong and brave enough to rightfully kill him, the true keeper of Avadon, he remains. So what do you think of Protoss? He is a craven, somewhat competent bureaucrat. I don't think of him as a treasonous lickspittle, as so many do. He is simply occupying a position he is not allowed to. And what about Redbeard? I don't have one opinion about him. I simply follow the letter to the law, much safer. I am not too old and valuable to avoid time in the Avadon dungeons if it is commanded. Okay, so I got a few things for you here, I believe. Let's see. Is the equipment here to your liking? I asked him that before, and I think I can get for you. I think there is. Let me consider it. So there is a chance that I might be able to get help. Assistance. I need assistance. Let's see. So I'd like to know more about what else can he do for you. Can I trade with you? No. Am I wrong here? No, that's not what I want. Am I wrong here? Am I looking at the quest wrong? So we got Nightshade perimeter. Once Redbeard arrived, yeah, I need to talk to him about that. So this one is for Celise. Now, this one you met Hand Cacique in the forge. He looted a fair amount of treasure, and he will help you find his work done. He might have work for you in the future. Okay. What about this one? Nicodemus' craft. If you find unusual crafting materials in your travels, bring them to him. He might be able to turn them into unique, high-quality gear. Now, I have that. Come on. I have that high-quality... Don't run away from me. I'm talking to you right now. So, what else can you do for me? Oh, there it is. You can give me a chance to craft new artifacts for you. It would help us both. It would alleviate my crushing boredom, and you would get a useful trinket of some sort. If you find any rare and odd artifact materials, bring them to me. I will utilize the latent magic in these objects for your benefit. Okay. So can you craft any new items for me? Of course. If you have found rare and unique materials, all I will need is the items in question and 500 coins for my expenses. Yeah, I found some very thick oak pitch. Craft Master Nicodemus eagerly rips the item out of your hands. Ah, a mundane seeming item perhaps, but pitch is full of energy. Let's see if we can put it to work for you. He also takes your money. He's a distracted fellow, but not enough to forget that. He retires into one of the neighboring laboratories, insisting on working in private. You hear several hours' worth of clanging, shouting, and the occasional pained curse. Then he comes back with singed arms and an oak shield. Oh, this shield coated with your pitch. It should grant all sorts of helpful protections. You are welcome. Well, I don't have anything for you right now, apparently. Did I screw up? Did I screw up? I didn't screw up. No, I didn't screw up. A very high quality skin. Someone might be able to make something nice from it. Okay, so I didn't screw up. Where's the shield? Where? It's there. Okay, Oak Vanguard. It requires 7 strength. It's not that bad. The armor is phenomenal. It grants 5% melee protection and 5% extra melee damage and a chance to parry. Khalida is gonna love this shield so hard. She's gonna break it. She's a big girl. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's go to the Keeper and Keeper's Hall, whatever. Keep watching, that guy says. This is the Keeper's Hall. Every Avadon outpost has one in case the Keeper has to visit. This Keeper's Hall is, for the first time, active. Serious, dangerous guards wait outside. When you approach, they step aside. Redbeard is expecting you. Yes, it is. Yes, he is, I mean. Let's have a chat with the guy. With the old feller. Can I steal anything from here? No? Okay. You enter the Keeper's Hall for the first time. Redbeard, one of the 2 men competing for the title of the Keeper of Avadon, is sitting at the end of a long table. It's not actually there, but the chair is. The room is dimly lit, which is good. It gives you time to quietly compose yourself and control your terror. Redbeard's tendency to utterly destroy those he suspects is well known. Redbeard isn't ready for you. He is talking to 2 hands. You don't recognize them. They must be part of his large entourage. You quietly approach. Go out and set up camp. I'll send someone to direct you soon. Yes, Keeper. Yes, Keeper. They're pink. It's cool. Redbeard sits down, grabs a scroll, and crosses something off. Such an inadequate outpost. Have to make it work, he says to nobody in particular. Next, he adds, without looking at you. Next. Well, if you're gonna be like that, well, you're gonna have to wait, because ain't nobody got time for your shenanigans. So can I take these candles? I think I can, because it doesn't say NY, which means not yours. Thank you so much for telling me in the comments section. I forgot your name. I apologize. Should have taken note. Ooh, Scroll of Resurrection. Do want that. And let's see. Ooh. This book is about eyes, hands, and hearts. This entry has been added to your codex, which can be read in the journal. Now, I've gone over this in the past. The hearts are... You guys go ahead and read if you're interested in that, but we have talked about those in the past. It's a little bit good bit of lore. This book is about Redbeard. This entry has been added to your codex. Well, that one I'm a little bit more interested in, so let's go ahead and read it. Redbeard was Keeper of Avadon for a record-breaking term of over 50 years. Keeper is normally a post for life, but Anvar's council broke its own laws and drove him from Avadon. He was originally selected by Anvar's council as a compromise candidate, meant to be weak and preside over the slow decline of Avadon. His servile exterior turned out to be a ruse. Once he was Keeper, he proved to be a master of trading favors and accumulating influence and power. Instead of weakening Avadon, he made it stronger than ever. Redbeard was a true believer in its purpose, to be an impartial, lethal foe of anyone who would weaken the pact. As a result, Redbeard was responsible for countless deaths during the years of his term, all caused, or so we would claim, in the name of peace and stability. He has shown an uncanny ability to recognize the limits of his power, only arresting or destroying a powerful figure when he senses that it is safe to do so. Despite his dread purpose, Redbeard is a jolly figure, eager to drink, joke, and sing. To some, his pleasant exterior only makes him more terrifying. Nobody knows Redbeard's age or what strange techniques he uses to extend his life. He aged unnaturally slowly, though he eventually showed signs of mental instability and the decay of age. This is what drove Anvar's council to drive him from Avadon and replace him with an acting keeper. Redbeard is now in hiding in an unknown location. Well, it's not that unknown. I don't think I like this guy. I never got to know him from previous games. But it does sound like he's got some ulterior motives going on. This book's about Report Delis. Okay, I've heard that name before. An Inferno turret around here and all that sort of stuff. I don't think I like this guy. This guy sounds... Why does he extend his life? Because I know why he extends his life, apart from the fact that he's living longer. It's also because he knows he won't be... Or he shouldn't, secure magic storage, yeah. He shouldn't be ousted out of his position unless he dies. And since he's pretty powerful, I think I'm gonna make him into my end boss of this game. I'm not really sure how the game is structured, if you can choose the end boss or something, but, well, let's find out. Now, before we talk to him, I want to read the other codex entry that we just saw, and that is that one. In Cycle 6312, a series of savage attacks on the eyes and hands of Avadon began. Many loyal servants of Avadon were destroyed in these attacks. Investigations by hands have since indicated that the attacks were organized by someone named Delis, a citizen of the Tawan Empire. Delis is also suspected to have caused the sack of Avadon, which I believe is the second game. All attempts to locate Delis have come to naught. It was a great effort to brave hands to prove that Delis even exists. He is still out there, is probably alive, and almost nothing else is known about him. He is a dangerous foe to Avadon and the Pact. There is evidence that assaults of the Age of Chaos were orchestrated by him, and he is the greatest threat to the Pact in centuries. All hands and eyes are instructed to watch for him and take all reasonable risks to learn about him, and, if possible, destroy this dangerous Farlander. This is a private internal report for the Fortress of Avadon. Sharing its contents with outsiders will be savagely punished. Savagely punished. It's not severely, but it's savagely. So that's I like that. It shows intent. It shows what it is. So these are not mine. Let's not take them. Hey. You quietly approach Redbeard, Keeper of Avadon, and arguably the most terrifying person in the known lands. For 50 years, he has freely used violence and fear to keep peace in the Pact. You are disappointed. Instead of a towering ogre, you find a frail old man. He is sitting hunched in his chair, squinting to read the scrolls piled in his lap. Even in the dim light, you see that his famed red beard, or red hair, rather, he is streaked with gray. When you get close, the Keeper of the Black Fortress still hasn't noticed you. Greetings. No, let's go with hello. Let's try and piss him off and see if that will net me anything. Hello? Redbeard doesn't seem to hear you. You repeat yourself. He slowly lifts his head. He squints at you. On another hand, yeah? You have to look. Name? When he talks, his voice is deep and confident. In fact, within moments of seeing you, he begins to undergo a powerful transformation. What? What do you mean a powerful transformation? What is he doing in front of me right now? Please don't. Go to your quarters for that, please. Thank you. I'm Sulik. His eyes flicker down to one of his scrolls. Ah, yes, one of the few hands that hasn't reported. Good. I want to meet all hands under my command here. As he talks, he changes. He sits up straighter. His gaze is sharp. You would have sworn that his hair was tinted gray, but that must have been a trick of the light. It is the fiery red that is his most noted quality. There is a long pause while he consults his records. As he reads, you find yourself feeling very anxious. This is the Redbeard you have heard stories of, the bloody scourge of the Pact. You have been to Cameria. I am very interested in what you have learned. Do you have a report? Actually, I was to report to Commander Cerise. Redbeard chuckles, but his cold eyes warn you of your error. Cerise is a valued servant of Avadon, but she is not of it. She assists us. She is a prized tool. That is all. It would be wise for you to remember that. Well, I do have a report for you. Excellent. The other hands have been painfully unproductive. I hope you can give me good news. First, however, you and I need to have a brief conversation. A few minor chain of commands issues need to be clarified. He says this in a casual, offhand way, but the intent way he watches you instantly puts you on your guard. Yes? Yeah, I'm the keeper of the Black Fortress. I have been so since long before you were born. It is a lifetime appointment. For centuries, the law of the Pact was that only my death could remove me from my post. Anvar's council recently illegally removed me from my post. I was replaced by acting keeper Protus. Have you heard of this? Well, I don't like... why do you say illegally? That's not illegally. I mean, it is illegally as much as breaking any pact or any contract is illegal. But they put you there, so... Anyway. Yeah, I heard a few things, yes. I would have expected no less. In fact, a denial of this basic fact would be very suspicious. So far, I find you adequate. I have a question for you. What is it? He rises from his throne. Any traces of weakness or age are gone. Power radiates off of him. He calmly rests his hand on the pommel of his greatsword. I am Redbeard. I am the true keeper of Avadon according to our laws. More importantly, I am your commander. Sulik, you and I are going to do great things. We are going to end this bloody war and save the Pact. First, however, I need to know that your loyalties are not divided. I ask you, will you follow my orders without question? Will you fight and risk all to serve Avadon and the Pact under my instruction? If you aren't the full keeper anymore, Redbeard, I can't serve you, and also don't trust your magics. Redbeard scowls. You feel your face starting to burn. Normally, Sulik, your words would seal your fate. Circumstances force me to offer more mercy than I feel wise. Be warned, I will not tolerate disloyalty at all. I will only ask once more, will you fight and risk all to serve Avadon and the Pact under my instruction? Redbeard now thinks slightly less of you. Answers to your questions will sometimes affect what characters think of you and how they treat you. Thank you, game. We're like 14 episodes in and you're telling me this now? Well, I suspected this would be it, but yeah, I can follow you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too, he says. You have left me no choice. Redbeard calls for his guards. Within minutes, you are locked in the cells under Camp Nightshade. Months later, when Redbeard is long gone, the camp has been abandoned, and the Camerians find you, you are speedily put to death. Oh, come on! It is unfortunate that you suffer so keenly simply for following your principles. Then again, that's just how the world works sometimes. It is. It is, and it's a good end to that story right there. Of course, we didn't get to see what happened after that, but we're going to get to see that, because we're going to be telling another story. It's fine. It's fine. Where's my quick save? There it is. Don't worry. It's all good. It's just an end game right there. It's a shame that we couldn't see what it was going to happen, but yeah. So, hello. Let's go with that. I'm Sulik. I was reported to say, let's do the same thing as, yes, I heard a few things. What is it? Let's go with this one. You are here and Protoss is not. I will follow you. Redbeard chuckles. I admire your honesty and sense of humor. Just be warned, more often than not, I end up having to send people with those qualities to Avadon dungeons. He sits back down. I have heard what I needed to hear. Now to business. Likes me more. Okay, business? I am sure there is much you wish to know. I am sure you want to fight for the Pact. I am very sure you want to end this miserable war. The Far Lands will be crushed, so will all rebels. So will all fomenters of civil war. You are lucky, Sulik. You are here at a glorious time. Working together, we will save the Pact. So let us speak. I understand that Cerise sent you out to gather information. I want to know what you learned. Well, I want to know more about can I know more about you? What is it about hands? He lets out a long sigh. You always want to know more about me. Understand me? Understand me? Is it curiosity? A crude attempt to gain favor? I will tell you all you need to know about me. Yes? I am no longer human. I am nothing but a force. I am vengeance personified. I am a tool of the pact, nothing else. Now let's discuss something significant. Time is short. Yeah. I kind of figured that he wasn't normal. I mean, I did say that, but So let's see, another question. I want to learn about Avadon. You have never been there, yes? You nod. Yeah. I can tell. Had you seen the place, its grandeur, you could never say the word Avadon without a tinge of awe. Even I still feel it. So what is Avadon? It is a tower, an impregnable fortress. It is also an enforcer. It watches the pact from above, looks for threats to safety and unity, and destroys them. We live in a hole in the law. We make our own law for a greater good. And how was Avadon when you were driven out? It was weak. It was a shell. Traitors and agents of Dallas attacked us. Much of the Black Fortress was reduced to rubble. Then Anvar's council, jealous of my power, withheld the resources we needed to rebuild. Then they blamed me for being unable to solve the problems they kept me from solving and threw me out. He sighs. I hate politicians. So how aren't you one of them? I think he is one of them because of the thing that, he revealed himself to be good at holding things and all that. Yeah, he's a politician himself. Just a different sort of, I guess. So how's Avadon doing now? I don't know. I have not been there in well over a year. I'm sure it is crumbling. The only reason the leaders of the pact put that little lick-spittle Protoss in charge was so that my mighty fortress could be allowed to decay. Okay, tell me about him then. I made him a heart, a direct advisor to me. Oh no! No! I skipped things. That's all for now. I skipped things. I'm sorry, guys. No, no. I'm sorry. I skip things. I need to load the game here. Yeah, there we go. Let's read that again. But yeah, I kind of expected him to not be human at all. It's just like the game points too many things to me, and yeah, so things are going on. So let's see. I'm here. I will follow you. Yep. Business. So I want to know about you. And yes, another question. So tell me about Avadon. So what is Avadon? How was Avadon when you were driven out? And how is Avadon doing now? I was pressing 1. That's why it was kind of going away. I don't know, he says. I've not been there in well over a year. I'm sure it is crumbling. The only reason to leave... Okay, so yeah. Tell me more about Protoss. I made him a heart, but... Okay, a direct advisor to me. He was weak, but not foolish. He served well. I don't think he planned to betray me until Anvar's council tempted him with my position. He did betray me in the end, but I spared his life. Avadon does need a keeper after all. I gave him one of my necklaces of office to show that he should be obeyed until my return. Okay, so he's a traitor, but I guess he was put there. There might be a reason for this, actually, because Avadon is a place of horror. Yeah. So I probably can learn more stuff about him later on, because we're out of time, so... let's see if I can say that's all I need. Redbeard watches you silently, waiting to hear that you have to say. His piercing gaze leaves you feeling constantly off guard, as if you should be confessing to something. You feel like generations of hands before you, very worried about the consequences of wasting Redbeard's time. Well, that's all I need right now. Then back to the struggle, Sulik. We do have hope of ending this war. Do not waste it. And the conversation ends. Okay, we're gonna need to continue talking to him, but it's not gonna be right now. Because for now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Avadon 3 the Warborn. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video. But above all, thank you so much for watching. And I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.